A mysterious murder carried out in plain sight.
What exactly is happening?
A crime scene devoid of clues.
There is no evidence of any kind. We've got zip.
Who is this person? Why was he shot? It's so random.
The unfortunate S-word, sniper.
In order to hunt down an assassin, Lieutenant Joe Kenda is determined to leave no stone unturned.
We're looking at 1,501 locations where our man could be. We have to find out what is going on here. He has the power of life and death in his hands. When you decide to take a life, do. Because me, or someone just like me, is going to consider it and come knocking.
In Colorado Springs, U.S. Army Private Regina Loney is coming off an overnight shift at Fort Carson.
It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She's listening to her music and driving home.
She looks across the street, sees a young man walking along, that acknowledge each other as neighbors do.
All of a sudden, he grabbed his stomach, bent over, and fell to the ground.
You all right?
He's writhing in pain, and she's thinking, well, did he trip? Did he have some stomach issues or a heart attack? Just over there.
Oh my God. Help! Someone help, please!
Get my wife!
Someone!
He kept saying over and over, please get my wife, please get my wife.
Somebody help! Get my wife.
Meanwhile, at CSPD headquarters, Detective Joe Kenda is stuck in a meeting.
I was where your immediate supervisor gives you basically a report card on his opinion of your performance.
I know it's a yearly thing, but we've got to get through it.
I was quite certain of myself as to what kind of job I was doing, and it wasn't of any particular interest to me what was being put on a piece of paper.
But no sooner has the evaluation begun than an officer interrupts with an urgent message.
Excuse me, Captain. Detective, there's been an incident.
I thought the timing was excellent.
Looks like I need to go to work.
Okay, we will finish this up later.
I consider meetings a weapon of mass distraction. Why are we going to have a meeting and sit around and talk about the work? I would much rather just do the work.
Moments later, Kenda arrives at the 3700 block of Airport Road.
Curd is a commercial district filled with businesses, bars, restaurants, heavy traffic. People are busy being busy. No one's paying a lot of attention to us.
So what do we got?
White male. Victim was down here. He's been transported by EMS already.
Was he still alive?
He was still alive, yeah.
You know his name?
William Larimore.
Well, this guy's name is William Larimore. He's 22 years of age.
Phase the crime scene. Right away, it strikes him as odd.
So I'm looking at this, and there is nothing. There's no blood. There's no ricochet marks. There's no tire tracks. There is no expended casings. There is no evidence of any kind except medical waste blowing slightly in the breeze. We have a scene that isn't a scene.
According to responding officers, discovered a bullet-sized puncture wound in Larmore's stomach. It appears Kenda has a shooting on his hands.
We have a 22-year-old gunned down on a city street by a phantom. Could this be a drive-by? Could this be somebody in a van or a car driving by and shooting this guy? That's a possibility. One of the first steps in any is who called this in and what do they know about it? I'm introduced to a woman named Regina Loney.
Did you see anything or anyone suspicious either before or after he was on the ground?
No. I really wish I had.
How many gunshots did you hear?
She looked at me like, gunshots? No, I didn't hear anything.
Regina states that she was only 30 feet from William when he went down. Kenda wonders how she couldn't have heard the gunshot.
Heard a gunshot before, that it's kind of a shot, and she stopped me and said,
The Army and Range qualified.
now that's really interesting because we have a qualified witness who knows what a gunshot is. She didn't hear one. We didn't hear anything. And we're talking about distance. Guns are loud, and they are easily heard. They're much louder in reality than they are in the movies. So if we truly didn't hear that, then our shooter is a long way from where this guy is. S word comes into play, the one you never want to hear when you're a policeman, sniper. We're dealing with something we've never dealt with before. Where is that sniper's nest? Where is the place where he shoots from? We're looking at 500 windows on the south side of the road. We're looking at over 1,000 windows on the minimum of 1,501 locations where our man could be.
You guys want to go knock on some doors, see if anyone saw or heard anything?
Sure.
Thanks.
Just canvassing the neighborhood and trying to see if there's anybody that could have been standing at the windows.
Anybody else that lives here that might have seen anything in this apartment?
Our problem is we have a limited number of people that do the knocking, and we have literally hundreds of doors.
As his men search in vain for eyewitness from the hospital,
Dispatch to Kenda.
Go for Kenda.
William Larmore is being prepped for surgery. If Kenda wants to question him, he has to leave now.
10-4, I'm on the way.
Now all of a sudden it becomes even more urgent. So I went to the hospital to find Mr. Larmore. He's shot in the stomach. That's generally not something that's going to cause you to lose consciousness or lose coherence.
I do believe he's able to talk, though.
What we're hoping he's going to say to us is that he has some kind of an enemy. He's had a recent confrontation. He's had trouble with someone. Something that gives us a direction in which to proceed.
The doctor allows Kenda a few short minutes with William.
I'm Detective Kenda. I need to find out who did this to you, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Yeah. Are you involved with anybody? Do you have problems? Are you fighting for anything? And it was no to everything. Everything's just fine. Well, it's not really fine. We're here in this hospital and somebody shot you in the stomach.
But then, William gives Kenda his first lead.
After it hit the ground, there's a gray van.
He does remember seeing a gray van. Okay, that's something. That's the first time anybody has seen anything. So the gray van becomes significant. If the gray van is involved, then we're probably talking about a shot fired from the van.
We need to go now.
As William is wheeled into surgery, Kenda issues an APB for the mysterious gray van.
We make sure all of our officers doing canvassing be in the alert for a gray van, find out anybody saw a gray van, find out anybody you're talking to owns a gray, so these multi-family buildings.
10-4, Kenda out. Am I staying with Mr. Larmore? Update me on his condition.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, Kenda heads to the waiting room, where he hopes a friend or family member has a lead to offer.
There's a young girl who's in tears and is very distraught, having difficulty breathing. I discover she's Donna Larmore, the wife of the victim. She's pregnant. Maybe she has a dead husband. Maybe she's starting out life on exactly the wrong foot.
Mrs. Larmore?
Yeah.
I'm Detective Kenda.
You try to be especially nice.
I'm very sorry about what's happened. I want to make sure we find out who did this.
But you cannot be nice enough to overcome what's happening in her life at this moment.
Can you tell me a little bit about William?
We find out
Billy is my twin brother and my best friend. He is trying to become a chef. He loved working in restaurants.
so he doesn't have a car. His wife has a car, but he lets her use the car in case she needs to go to the doctor
Does he normally get out at 3 o'clock?
No, it's usually later, but, yeah, I wasn't feeling good. I had some stomach cramps, and he was just, worried something was wrong with the baby.
It's not the first time the couple has experienced complications with a pregnancy.
No, he wanted kids so bad, and he tried so many times to have a child. They unfortunately lost, I want to say 2 or 3 children, miscarriages. It was just heart-wrenching.
She called him and said that he better come home. So he immediately left work and walked home. That's his crime, walking home.
We did something like this to him.
Well, if you can think of anything else, you need to give me a call. Anytime.
And you see this little girl, pregnant and crying. All her husband's doing is walking home from work because she's having stomach cramps, and maybe he's going to die. Well, who is the son of a bitch responsible for this? So here we are. We've got zip. We have no physical evidence to observe.
Working the attempted murder of 22-year-old soon-to-be father, William Larmore, who has been inexplicably shot in broad daylight.
Nobody hears, nobody sees. But the victim sees a gray van. What's that have to do with this? Could this be a drive-by?
Having issued an APB, Kenda heads back to the crime scene, where officers have found a possible lead on that van.
Well, you had us for the gray van? Yeah, well, meet this lady here. We find a young girl named Jill Hendricks. Jill lives in the area, obviously, very close to where this occurred.
How you doing?
Good.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
I was in my front yard.
Jill tells Lieutenant Kenda that as she was walking the carrying laundry, she saw a neighbor run up to a man groaning on the ground.
I need some help!
A minute later, a gray van pulled up.
Somebody help!
She sees a woman get out of a car and go to his side.
Call 911! Oh, God. Is he okay?
And that there were kids in this car. She tried to comfort him.
He's gonna be okay.
This is most William sees. So now this lets the air out of the gray van. We've lost our only lead. I'm back to the dreaded S word. Sniper. So we're going to proceed on that theory and see if we can find anybody that sees anybody with a gun.
All right, I appreciate the help.
No sooner has he wrapped up than Kenda's radio crackles with urgent news.
Seen by a detective at the hospital that they pronounced Larmore on the operating table. He died from his wound. We've gone from a serious crime to the ultimate crime. It puts another sense of urgency to this.
When I learned of Billy's death, it was like somebody shot a hole right in my heart. I don't feel I'm the same as I was. A part of me was taken.
Though William died into one pivotal piece of evidence, the bullet that killed him.
The bullet is positively identified as a .22 long rifle. There are hundreds of calibers of weapons. Now we're down to only one. This is somebody a long way away with a .22 long rifle weapon.
Identifying the make of the murder weapon isn't the only good news. In their continued men have located a resident whose home sits adjacent to a vacant lot on Airport Road. The man tells them that he heard several loud bangs around the time William Larmore was shot.
We want to search this field. We want to search it while it's still daylight. It's tedious work, but necessary, because you never know what's under a rock until you pick it up.
Finally, the search of the Knopf.
Think I got something, Joe?
We find expended casings, .22 long rifle.
Take these evidence?
Sure thing. Thanks.
From the point where that casing was found to the point where the victim was found being shot was 150 yards, which would indicate a long sniper shot.
That's further than a football field. If you're going to shoot at him, do it from.
But to connect on a long shot like this would take a true marksman. possibly with a military background.
With a shot of 150 yards with a .22 caliber rifle, that's a tough shot.
This shooter would have to either be an expert shot, have a weapon with a telescopic sight, know how to adjust for windage and elevation, know how to adjust for bullet drop, or he has to be the luckiest shooter in the world.
But who would target a man like William Larmore for an execution? Hopeful William's next-door neighbor might be able to shed some light on the victim's personal life. A young man named Steve Green answers.
He seems to know more than most about the Larmores.
They've been here for a while, and they stay pretty quiet. Pleasant couple.
He's very friendly, and he's helpful. He said the Larmores are nice people.
Can you think of anyone that might want to harm them or someone they didn't get along with?
Well, there's a guy that stays with them.
And this guy?
Jeff Reynolds.
According to Steve Green, Jeff Reynolds is a corporal in the Army, steeped in weapons training.
They have this occasional roommate that stays there off and on that there's been some trouble with.
He stays there, but he never really pays.
And he said that seems to be a problem.
Last week was a pretty big blow-up. A lot of yelling.
Listen, my pregnant wife is cleaning up your stuff right now.
Yeah, I understand that, but...
You're not coming up with rent right now. I don't know what...
William, where am I gonna go?
Okay, you're gonna have to leave.
The roommate is as likely as anyone to be a suspect in the case. He's military trained. He's obviously a marksman. What if he decides for whatever reason that he hates Larmore now and he's gonna take him out?
I appreciate the help.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks.
Kenda heads to William's apartment, hopeful that Jeff Reynolds is there.
When we were at the hospital, we had the wife sign a search warrant. You're going to find in the victim's apartment. So the manager lets us into the apartment with the master key.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.
Right upstairs.
Okay.
So we look around. There's no evidence of physical violence. There's no evidence of struggle. There's no evidence of arguments. No broken doors. No fist marks in doors. No shoe marks in doors.
Most importantly, Jeff Reynolds is nowhere to be found.
We're about to leave. And a guy appears in the doorway.
Can I help you?
I think I should be the one asking you that.
I'm Detective Kenda. You mind telling me who you are?
I'm Jeff Reynolds. I live here.
Well, Jeff, I'm with the Colorado Springs Police Department. Do you have any idea why we're here today?
Before he can answer, the manager comes back and looks at him, somewhat alarmed and somewhat angry, and says,
I always wanted you gone.
Reynolds looked startled when she said that and looked not at her, but at me. What are you looking at me? I didn't tell you that. She did. You're looking at me because you didn't want me to hear that, did you? Here we are. We're poking in the dark, trying to find something. All of a sudden, a guy walks in. Who are you? Well, I'm Jeff Reynolds, a roommate.
Who owed murder victim William Larmore money.
Can't come up with the rent, then you cannot live here. We've been through this too many times, Jeff.
And who, just days earlier, Larmore had kicked out of the apartment they shared
There's the door.
with William's pregnant wife.
And quite magically, he moves from being just a roommate to being a suspect in a matter of a few minutes.
You get to thinking, well, could this be a possible motive? Could this be our killer?
What is that? Getting some of my stuff.
Are you aware that William was killed earlier today?
Yeah. I just spoke with his wife.
And how do you know the Larmores?
Well, actually, I know him. We were friends on the East Coast, and I said to him, you should come to Colorado Springs. It's a cool place.
Billy was happy to move to Colorado. Seemed like it changed him, made him happy. You know, it was like a whole new atmosphere for him.
He let me move in with him, but I was really strapped for cash.
And they can't survive on what he's making in the Army. He is staying with the Larmores as much as he can because he really can't afford to stay anywhere else.
Listening to Jeff Reynolds, Kenda can tell he's holding back.
He doesn't want to say there's been confrontations between he and Larmore about his non-payment. And we start to get in his face a little bit.
From what I heard, you had a big blowout with him recently.
Yeah, a lot of money from William.
Do you have rent this month? Don't do this to me, please.
Jeff Reynolds told the investigators, well, yeah, he had kicked me out, and it was over a money issue, and I told him that I would be paying you back shortly.
Okay, so you have these problems, and you say you resolved them. Well, how'd you do that?
He was able to show police a contract that he had made with the Larmores.
So this little contract he wrote said when he gets his, just pay them back for all the money he owes them.
So tell me you had nothing to do with his murder.
Absolutely not. William was like a brother to me.
Jeff is becoming more and more insistent that he's not responsible for any of this. He's friends with those people. He's almost to the point of tears.
Although Jeff Reynolds' reaction seems genuine, Kenda won't cross him off the suspect list until Jeff can confirm his whereabouts at the time of the shooting.
Where were you the best?
Applying for my discharge.
Let me check that out.
So we call his commanding officer, wind up speaking with his first sergeant. During the time frame of the shooting, he is going through this application process.
It looks like everything checks out.
He is not our guy. So we've gone from what seemed like a promising suspect to no.
It's your time.
No problem.
Okay, it's not him. Him is still out there. So let's go find him.
Kenda orders his men to redouble their search of the area. Within the hour, they unearth a new lead.
The officers doing this canvass meet a guy named Harold Stevens.
It was about 2 o'clock. The wife and I were heading out to the car.
He had seen Sawyer.
Can you describe these kids for me?
They're about 14, 16 years old. One was wearing a red windbreaker. The other one had a gray hoodie on, carrying rifle cases.
Now we got something. We have a witness who sees something involving rifles. And that is what we're looking for.
Where were they heading?
As soon as they saw me, they took off right into the vacant field next door.
The field Harold Stevens is describing, Kenda's men found the .22 caliber rifle casings just a few hours earlier.
What if they're in that field shooting one of these guns, and one of those bullets winds up in Mr. Larmore's stomach?
Might go ahead and call that in.
10-4.
Kenda issues a bolo. Be on the lookout for 2 teens matching the description given by Harold Stevens.
Possibly carrying rifle gun cases.
With every on-duty patrolman in collar as suspects, Kenda returns to the scene of the crime.
This girl, go ahead.
So I'm standing in the field considering what our next move is when Officer Reeve gets in touch with me.
Just got a call from Officer Reeves at the juvenile center. Says he got a kid there that knows something about the shooting.
All right, let's go talk to him.
Officer Reeve informs Kenda that the kid in question, an occasional informant.
So I spot author, bring him in on some other charges, and he brings up the shooting, just like that.
His name is Arthur Daniels. He's wanted on a misdemeanor bench warrant for trespassing. He said, hey, I know about that shooting out on Airport Road.
Has this guy been helpful in the past?
Yeah, he actually has, on numerous occasions.
Daniels has been an informant for him in the past, and reliable information.
All right, well, he's your guy. You want to find out what he knows?
Yes, sir.
I was watching him through the window, and I'm listening to what the kid has to say.
So you said you knew something about this shooting. What do you know?
Yeah, Daniels says, oh, man, I don't want to give any names because then I'm a snitch.
Come on, you got it in you.
So Reeve plays with him for a while and finally convinces him to tell him.
So, in the area waiting for some friends to come pick him up. They were going to go to the park and play some football.
And he gets in the car with them, and as they go around the corner, they see the police and they see emergency medical people, and they see this guy on the ground.
One of the individuals in the car was a person he identified only as Bug.
Dude named Bug? He said he did it. Said he shot the guy.
I got him, I told you.
Bug says, I'm a sniper, man. Amazing. Now we're not only in the right ballpark, we're in the right row. We have a kid named Bug. who is a shooter. We're starting out with this case going nowhere. All of a sudden, we're going everywhere.
At the Colorado Springs Juvenile Detention Center, Lieutenant Joe Kent questions 16-year-old Arthur Daniels. Daniels claims another teenager, nicknamed Bug, is the one who shot William Larmore. But there's a problem with Arthur's statement.
So how do you know Bug?
I don't really know him. I just know people call him Bug.
He says, well, I don't know his name. I know everybody calls him Bug. He says he's a sophomore at this high school. That's a start. I've got a named suspect, nickname, and the magic word sniper is used in the explanation.
But Arthur Daniels isn't finished. He also tells Officer Reeve that as he and his friends headed toward the park to play some football, Bug gave him a handful of live bullets.
And he was like, throw him out the window.
Okay, what else happened?
Officer Reeve presses Arthur Daniels for more intel.
Come on, man. Who's Bug? You just kind of know him. You don't know his real name.
I don't even know her.
He was afraid that if he gave Bug up for the shooting, that Bug would harm him.
But after some prodding, Arthur Daniels does offer up the names of the 3 other young men who were in the car.
All right, it was Johnny, Reggie, and Fish.
The first step is to find out if there's any truth in this at all before we even approach these other kids. Did he throw live ammunition out of the car? Let's go find the bullets.
I found one.
There's 2 more right there.
We find it where he says he put it. Several .22 long rifle live rounds at the curb, discarded in the street.
The shells are the same as the casings found in the field.
So that works. So Daniels has moved up from good informant. It is proof enough to me that those 3 kids he named are in fact in that car. Now we have to get to these other people and find out what they know.
While investigators round up Arthur's 3 friends, Kenda catches up on the autopsy report.
Let's take a look.
The bullet is recovered.
Look at that. 22 caliber.
Starts showing a downward entry with no exit.
22 long rifle. This is a downward angle into the lower stomach. It cuts his liver in the process, and that's what killed him.
Confirms long-range shot.
I believe we're out of the starting gate. I can't see the horse we're chasing yet, but I can hear him.
Let's go talk to those kids.
Yes, sir.
That afternoon, Arthur's friends arrive at the station for questioning, each accompanied by a parent.
If you are a juvenile, meaning you are less than 18 years of age in Colorado, then your parent and or legal guardian has to be present before any interrogation is conducted.
Kenda and his colleagues interview the teens separately.
Okay, so we know all about your friend Bug and the shooting the other night, so tell me what...
There was no Bug in the car?
I don't know anybody named Bug.
Are you still going to stand by that you don't know this guy Bug?
I have no clue.
Reggie and Fish think they're playing hardball, but Kenda's men have an ace up their sleeve.
Look, don't tell me you were in the car. We found the bullets that Daniels threw out on Shelton Road. Do you remember that?
Arthur was one that threw out the bullets. Arthur, he dumped them out.
Did you see Arthur do this?
Yes.
And with that, both Reggie and statement, except for the most important part, the part about Bug.
Who? Bug.
Never heard of him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Both say Bug wasn't in the car. Who is Bug? I don't know who that is.
But in interrogation room 3, Kenda is working on the 3rd young man Arthur Daniels identified, high school sophomore Johnny Gomez.
So you hear about the shooting, Johnny?
He is Mr. Bad Guy. He's a little kid. He's like 15 years old, and he's never been in a car, and...
I don't know him.
Who's Daniels, and who's these other 2 guys?
How about a guy named Bug?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's just being an evasive little jerk. All of that's very common. Doing the right thing. That's all in the movies. They respond to pressure. Them, if they don't tell what they know, that is what works, and nothing else does.
Listen closely, Johnny. We're talking about being an accessory to murder. If you're lying to me, I'll make sure you do hard time and wake up an old man.
All of a sudden, their bravado starts to go away.
Couldn't do no murder.
It was just, we needed some...
That he and a friend knew this guy, and they knew that he had guns in his apartment. 2 guns. He says he and his friend break into this guy's place, and they take these 2 guns, and they're in rifle cases. And one of them is green. Now, I'm listening to this, and I already know what Mr. Stevens told cases, and one of them is green. Bingo. Now we're really getting somewhere. Now we are in overdrive.
What's your friend's name?
I'm thinking the whole time that his partner in crime is Bug, our man Bug. I said, so, Johnny, is your friend? What's his name?
Arthur Daniels.
No wonder nobody knows who Bug is. They're just our man Arthur. We start off with a man shot in the stomach by an unknown gun. 22-year-old kid, just starting out in life. He's about to have a baby. Why would this happen to you?
Teenage informant Arthur Daniels has identified a young man, nicknamed Bug, as William's killer. But as Lieutenant Joe Kenda questions 15-year-old Johnny Gomez, an entirely different picture.
So now we know a lot. We know there is no Bug, nor was there ever a Bug. We know that our man Arthur is our shooter.
Johnny is adamant Arthur Daniels delivered the shot that killed William Larmore. But is there a chance Johnny also took a shot at the victim? And if so, why?
This is Arthur. I didn't hurt any...
Getting started, Johnny.
So you stole guns with Arthur?
Yes. We just wanted to sell them. That's all.
Tell me what happened.
He said he wanted to try out the guns.
We gotta take some shots.
Nah.
Got to.
Bro, I gotta go. I got friends coming over. But I didn't stay. I left.
He was just a 16-year-old kid who had a weapon, who said, I'm gonna fire some rabbits, see what it's like.
Johnny swears that after he left Arthur, he headed to his aunt's house. He hid the stolen gun in her storage locker. Shortly after that, his pals Fish and Reggie came by. A half hour later, Arthur came busting in.
Guys, I just shot somebody.
What?
I just shot somebody.
He's gunning it, and he is scared to death. What's the matter? I just shot someone.
Here, come on. Let's go.
According to Johnny, they stashed Arthur's rifle within his aunt's storage locker, along with the other stolen weapon.
They arrive at the park.
Matter of fact, I gotta get rid of these bullets.
And he throws ammunition out onto Chelton Road.
But is it true? Kenda instructs his men to tell Johnny's pals, Fish and Reggie, that Johnny has come clean.
Johnny's pretty much told my partner everything. So why don't you go ahead and get it off your chest and just tell us what happened.
This time, the boys spill it all.
He came back in, and he kept saying, I shot a man, I shot a man.
We all got out and got away from him.
Both Fish and Reggie corroborate every...
Mr. Arthur Daniels, and no one else. And we know where the murder weapon is. It's in this woman's storage locker.
Kenda secures a search warrant for Johnny's aunt's storage unit.
There's a locker right there. Lock. No worries. Let me in there.
Multi-tool and hidden talent.
Most of those storage lockers are not exactly a Wells Fargo bank. They are difficult to get into if you're a complete idiot. I opened the door as quickly as if I had a key.
There they are.
You really hit the jackpot there once you get the weapons.
They're freshly fired.
We protected for prints we take. and turn it into the lab for testing.
Ballistics tests prove one of the stolen guns was the one used to shoot and kill William Larmore. But since Arthur's a juvenile, Kenda can't elicit a confession from him without parental consent.
We don't know where his mother is. We think she's in Texas somewhere, but she's certainly not here. Father is here.
Mr. Daniels?
Yes?
Your son Arthur has some information on a shooting that happened. We'd like to talk to him.
Basically, he tells us to drop dead.
And my boy ain't talking to no damn body without no lawyer.
That he'll get the kid a lawyer and get off my porch.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Go yourself.
Or maybe not.
So that ends. The possibility of a statement ends right there. He's invoked.
But even without a statement, Kenda's got the evidence he needs to throw the book at Arthur Daniels.
Handcuffs, bum, done. Over. Goodbye. You're under arrest. No reaction at all. He didn't say a word or even look at us.
By now, Kenda has enough to piece together how a pair of kids with a couple of stolen guns escalated in...
Arthur is over there to shoot the gun because he's a kid. He's fascinated by it. A kid at that age who has never handled firearms very much has no idea what he's got in his hands. He has the power of life and death in his hands. He sees this guy from way off, way long way off. I bet you I can shoot that guy like they do in the movies. Is he doing so with every intent to kill this person? My response to that would be no, he isn't. Do I know that? No. I feel that. Bang! Guy falls down. Oh, no.
In his wildest dreams, would never have thought that he was going to actually hit anybody.
What's he do next? What kids always do next.
Arthur Daniels is tried and convicted for the first-degree murder of William Larmore. But after years of legal wrangling, the charges are reduced.
He was allowed to plead guilty to reckless manslaughter charge and was subsequently sentenced to an indeterminate to 10 years in a Color State Penitentiary.
Even with Arthur Daniels behind bars, for William Larmore's family, the pain has
got over his death. You never get over it. He's always there in memory.
This type of crime is frightful. You get an individual that is on his way home to assist his pregnant wife and all of a sudden is shot for no reason. Arthur Daniels shot William for no reason whatsoever.
A reckless teenager who's in possession of a gun is probably the deadliest marksman. The deadliest marksman will kill for a reason. A reckless kid doesn't need a reason. He just needs to continue to be reckless.
2 murder investigations from the case files of Lieutenant Joe Kenda. First, an act of violence so terrifying it sends Kenda reeling.
It's disgusting, it's revolting, it's scary, it's everything all at once.
He and his men must catch a homicidal maniac before he strikes again.
I will use whatever is available to me that is legal, that results in a physical arrest, and that's what I do.
Then, a hot-blooded love affair between 2 Army specialists ends in tragedy.
People kill themselves for anger, for sympathy, for power.
But Kenda has a hunch there's more to the story.
My instincts are starting to rise up in me. I haven't put a finger on it yet, but I know I don't like it. Can you say humans are capable of violence? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could say that. I've seen the results of it many, many times. An explanation of it? Afraid I don't have one.
Security guard Edward Rudy is making his nightly rounds. Charged with patrolling a vacant office park on the east side of Colorado Springs, Rudy turns down the alley on the building's backside.
He came upon the Whitney Young Apartments, and he saw a woman sitting on the concrete.
So he pulled up to her and he got out of his car.
Man, you need to move along.
He called out to her, "You need to leave. This is a secure building."
You got to get out of there.
And surprising him, she says, "I can't.
My friend needs help."
At that time, he saw a man on the landing area of the building. He thought he saw blood next to this man's head.
I'm gonna go get some help.
At CSPD headquarters, Lieutenant Joe Kenda is just getting started with his day.
I was doing my normal morning routine. I'm making coffee because coffee department run. I then go to my desk, and I'm basically designing all the detectives' marching orders for the day. And the phone rings.
Kenda.
I know who that is. And my thought was, I don't know why I'm planning the day. Because somebody's just about to tell me what my day is going to involve.
Dispatch informs Kenda there's an apparent homicide on the 2200 block of East Bijou Street.
I'm on the way.
By the time Kenda arrives at the scene, his friends in the media are already waiting to bounce.
The most incredible thing about the press is the standard first question is I have 1 foot out of the car.
And here he comes now. Detective, do you have any suspects?
My answer was always the same to that question.
Yes, I do.
I have 600,000 of them.
Detective! Detective!
That tended to stop the questioning for a period of time till I could find out what was happening.
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Yes, it is. So what do we got?
Elderly male deceased.
There was no identification on him. They had no idea who this male was.
There was a woman with him, however, if you want to talk to her.
Where's she at?
Right up here in the back of the car.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you step out of the car, please?
The female was in a daze, intoxicated. She had blood on her clothing and on her hands.
Kenda's first step is to question the witness, but that's easier said than done.
This girl is falling down drunk. Hopeless drunk.
Tell me what your name is?
Grace.
She says my name is Grace Todd.
Kenda knows if he wants answers from Grace Todd, he'll have to wait for her to sober up.
Grace Todd is obviously a star witness. She has knowledge of this. She has many, many things I want to know, but she's in no position to tell me. When she gets better, then we're going to have a long and serious heart-to-heart. But I have time before that can even take place. So I'm going to look at other things. Our victim is laying very close to the wall near the building. He is thin. How old is he? Hard to say. If he's an alcoholic, and I suspect that he is, then he's going to look older than he really is. But he's probably in a minimum in his 60s. He has blood on the front of his clothing and blood on his face.
But despite all the blood, Kenda can't find any visible wounds.
Where did the blood come from?
It's hard to tell.
I don't see any gunshot wounds, any tearing of the clothes, any stab.
Something wrong with his face.
The coroner hasn't arrived yet, so Kenda decides to check out the victim himself.
I'm looking at his face. I look at his eye sockets, the orbits around the eyes. Just looks odd to me. And I turned to one of my guys and I said, look at his eyes. They don't look right. So I'm wearing a pair of rubber gloves. And I pushed open his right eye. There's no eye. The eyeball isn't there. I opened the other eye. wasn't there either. They've been removed.
Good God.
I can't believe that the eyeballs are gone.
It's a horrible notion to think that your eyes could be actually gouged out, both of them gouged out at the same time. How is that physically possible? Can that really happen? Yes, it can. And it did in this case.
But the empty eye sockets aren't the only horrifying clue.
I look at his mouth, and it doesn't look right either. His lips are kind of protruding slightly, so I pull his lower lip back.
Holy... You see that?
There's an eyeball in his mouth, and it's looking at me. Hello? Several guys decided to lose their breakfast at that moment after having seen that. It's disgusting, it's revolting, it's scary, it is bizarre, it is holy smokes kind of thing. It's everything all at once. This eye looking at me from inside this guy's mouth was almost enough to push me over the edge. Think, who on this planet that is human would do this? Sit back for a second and you say, good God, what the hell is this?
Kenda's next step is to identify the victim.
So we have any idea who this guy is?
Patrol Officer John Stewart offers up a lead.
I think I know who this might be.
Where do you know him from?
I recall picking up the victim outside of a liquor store about a month previous, and I took him to the facility that would receive intoxicated people so that they would have an opportunity to dry out and receive treatment.
So take a picture of him, take it with you detox, and give me a name.
Caseworkers at the detox center identify the victim as one Vern Roger Cave.
He is 62 years old. He looks way older. We discovered that Mr. Cave served in World War II.
After he left the military, Vern followed his passion for cooking.
Vern was a professional chef. He'd been a chef a good part of his life. He was an excellent cook.
Vern was also a good friend.
Vern was just always there to help if you needed help. Just a helpful man.
But Vern also struggled with alcoholism.
Vern was not an uneducated man. He was smart when he was sober, but alcohol was stronger than his willpower, I guess.
It's always a tragic thing, in my view, when people lose their way. They become someone they really are not, but they succumb to the lure of alcohol.
With his victim positively ID'd, Kenda orders his team to canvass the area for witnesses.
All right, guys, you know the drill. Let's go knock on these businesses' doors, see if anyone saw anything.
Have you ever seen anything odd or out of place last few days?
I haven't seen anything.
An hour into the canvass, Kenda locates a potential witness.
An individual was located who was a manager of a second-hand store in the area.
Did you happen to see anything suspicious, out of the ordinary last night?
Yeah, this truck came in and guy jumped out.
Well, there was this guy, came with a shell on it, bailed out of the truck, and it looked agitated to me.
Son of a bitch!
Upset about something, looking around like he's looking for somebody.
Do you recognize this guy?
Oh, I know him. Yeah, he's in here all the time. I just saw him like last night. Oh, really?
Do you know what time it was?
I've seen those guys in that truck before.
So you've seen them together?
Yeah.
Now that piques my interest. So we have last night. We know that Vern hasn't been dead that long. Tated, who's been seen with our victim in the past. Now he rises up on the radar as somebody we need to find right away. So this case began, but all of a sudden we have this guy. He shows up in a pickup truck and he's upset.
Son of a bitch!
And he's looking for Vern. We need to find out why. And we need to find out who he is.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda believes the gruesome murder of 60-year-old Vern Cave was personal.
What we're looking for right now is relationships, so we begin with the immediate area where he lives. Everybody around, they can tell us about Vern and who he hangs with and who he drinks with, and if they know about a guy and a pickup truck.
Excuse me, ma'am?
We talked to the apartment manager where Vern resides, and she says that, any problems. She doesn't believe he has an enemy in the world. I hear that a lot, and I always have the same reaction. I disagree. He has one.
Have you talked to his roommates?
He had roommates?
Yeah.
Well, that was a shock. We didn't know there were any roommates. There's a girl and her husband live with him. Oh, who are they? Well, the girl's name is Grace Todd, and her husband's name is Gary.
Kenda recognizes the name. He was the inebriated woman security guard Edward Rudy initially encountered at the crime scene.
Did they cause any problems?
Oh, yeah. In fact, they did.
She describes Vern as being a good tenant, and Gary and Grace to be trouble.
What the hell's wrong with the truck? You said you were gonna fix
Grace,
it.
you know I don't have any money.
It stalled on me again.
What did I just say?
They drink, they argue, they fight, they cause problems, all looking for a problem maker.
Does Gary own a pickup truck?
Oh, absolutely. Usually parks in the same place. Let me show you where it is.
Sure.
It's that truck right there. And she points to the truck.
The one with the cap on it?
Yeah, that's it.
It has a camper shell on it. Well, my.
Where's Gary live?
He lives around the corner in number 11.
Thanks for your help.
So, we go to where he's supposed to live.
Police, open up!
Yeah?
Gary Todd?
Yeah?
Now, when people are where they're supposed to be after a violent crime has occurred, that's a point in their favor.
Right away, Kenda can tell that Gary shares Vern's predilection for heavy drinking.
Gary is still obviously drunk, and we obviously just woke him up. But he's reasonable.
From the Colorado Springs Police Department? Can I come in and talk to you for a minute?
Sure, come on in. And I asked him, are those the clothes you were wearing last night?
Yeah. This and that jacket.
Can I take a look at that?
There's no blood. He's clean as a whistle. Drunk, yes. Disheveled, of course. But no blood. Another point in his favor.
You lived here with Vern Cave?
Said, Gary, of all the places on Earth, how did you wind up here in this apartment with Vern Cave? Well, he said, my dad and Vern Cave were good friends.
They were in World War II together. You know, my wife Grace and I, we came to town. We didn't really know anybody, and he kind of just took us in.
Vern was very generous with most people that he knew, and if you were on the street and needed a place to sleep, he would open his home.
Well, that makes courtesy to someone who is a child of his friend.
Where were you last night?
I was out riding around.
Is that your truck out there with the camper shell on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
I was actually out looking for Vern.
What'd you want to find him for?
Gary explains that Vern received his Social Security check that day. Rings for all his friends that night.
Where'd you go looking for him?
The places he goes. I went over by the thrift store. Okay. So you are one and the same with the person our manager saw.
Gary confirms that after he found Vern, he gave him a ride back to the apartment, and the two of them started drinking.
Who all was with you?
Just Vern and my wife Grace.
And I decided I just had to go.
I catch y'all later.
Come on.
Man, I'm telling you, I can't do it.
See you tomorrow.
Night.
Went back to the bedroom, passed out.
Until we woke you up now. Right.
Kenda has a hunch Gary isn't the killer, but his reaction to the news of Vern's death will be the final test.
Gary, I've got some bad news for you.
What's wrong?
Vern was murdered last night.
Oh, man.
Was genuine and was not the reaction you would get from a killer feigning surprise. He had no idea Vern was dead. And for the present moment, he's off my list. I don't think he's involved. I don't.
But with Gary Todd in the clear, Kenda is out of leads. Then he gets a call.
116 to Kenda. I get a radio call.
Over Kenda.
They didn't say good witness. They didn't say potential good witness. They said key witness. That really boosts my morale.
10-4 on the way.
Keys tend to unlock things, and I need this case to get unlocked. Maybe this is my key. We have a 62-year-old man who's been killed in the most horrible way possible, and his eyes been ripped out of his skull, for heaven's sake. What we thought was a key suspect has fallen apart, but now we have what is said to be a key witness.
Kenda heads out to interview a witness who claims to have spoken to Vern K. murder.
I'm introduced to Jeffrey Kelly. Jeffrey Kelly lives very close to the crime scene in a little trailer park.
Jeff Kelly.
I understand you spoke to someone earlier about an incident that happened last night.
I did.
Can you tell me about it?
Well, last night about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, we're laying there talking.
We were hanging out and having a good time. And all of a sudden we hear this loud banging on the door.
Who is that?
I don't know. This woman is screaming, pretty much, open the door, I need your phone, I need to borrow the phone. So my friend Jeff did go outside to talk to her and see what she needed.
Hey, what's
I need
going
help.
on?
I need to use your phone.
Slow down.
I need your phone. I need your phone.
I don't have a phone.
And then she said, I just killed somebody.
She actually said she killed someone?
She did. I told her I didn't have a phone, and she bolted. She took off after that.
Can you describe her for me?
He said she's in her middle 20s, thin, she has dark hair, she's wearing dark clothing.
Jeffrey's description of the mystery woman is a match for another important player in the case, Grace Todd.
Bingo. The magic lead. He is a key witness, and he just unlocked my case.
But is Grace Todd really the vicious killer police have been looking for?
So you ask yourself, could this little bitty thing here, this guy?
Imagine the strength of holding somebody down and gouging their eyes out. I mean, what force could that take? It had to be somebody with strength.
At the scene, Grace was too intoxicated to give a statement. But now that she's sobered up, it's time to hear what she has to say.
We've fed this woman enough coffee to where she's reasonably straightened out, and she appears to be my best source.
Hi, Grace. I'm Joe Kenda.
Hi.
You realize we're here because Vern Cave is dead?
I didn't do it.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, Vern got paid, so he bought us some booze, and we were all drinking at home.
Gary gets super drunk, and Gary decides he's going to go to bed.
Wait a minute.
Come on!
Grace and Vern decide office building and drink some more.
Give me some.
Well, give me a minute. Jeez.
At one point, I went to get a cigarette. I'll be back.
And when she returns, she finds Vern.
Vern! Vern!
He's laying there. He is covered in blood.
Vern!
She tries to read. He said, that's why I have blood on my clothes. I slapped him.
Wake up!
To wake him up. And I decided he was dead.
So you're saying you had nothing to do with his death?
No.
Grace is adamant that she's innocent, but Kenda doesn't believe her.
When you reach a point in an interrogation where you've been consistently lied to by someone, the ultimate way to under arrest for murder, no one remains silent when you tell them they're under arrest for murder.
Grace, you're under arrest for the murder of Vern Roger Cave. You have the right to remain.
No! No! Okay.
said, okay, I poked his eyes out. Because he tried to get in my pants.
Grace claims that she and Vern were drinking on the landing.
And he kept touching me, putting his hands on my thighs.
Gracie, listen.
No.
Listen.
No.
You know I think you're beautiful.
Vern, stop. Stop.
Come on, baby.
Vern.
Gracie, come on. You know I like you.
I like you, but if you touch me again, I'm gonna kill you.
Gracie, you don't mean that. Come on, honey.
According to her, so Grace made good on her threat.
Just stop!
She dives at him,
Do not touch him!
attacks him, takes her thumb and index finger, and pulls the eyes out of his head. And it's like, wow.
You look at somebody like her and her small stature, you wouldn't think gouging somebody's eyes out and killing them.
So what you're saying is he attacked you and you were just defending yourself?
Yeah.
To say you've been sexually assaulted is one thing, and I take that matter very seriously indeed. However, this young woman has been examined by a hospital. She has no injuries, no defensive wounds, no marks of any kind, no indication she's had sex in the recent past by force or otherwise. The perpetrator in her, who is a small, frail old man, who everyone describes as kind and wonderful, did he represent a physical threat to anybody? Not at all. Not at all. So for her to claim he assaulted her and she had to defend herself is ridiculous. Vern couldn't assault anybody.
Well, Grace, I got some bad news for you. You're still under arrest.
We handcuffed her and put her in custody.
With Grace behind bars, there's one critical question Kenda has yet to answer. Gouging someone's eyes out is not enough to kill them. So what actually killed Vern Cave? Kenda heads to the coroner's office to find out.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Do we have cause of death yet?
Yes, I have. But you're not going to believe it.
Try me.
Cause of death, blocked air passage. Man choked on his own eyeball.
So the murder weapon is a blue eye. Another first. Could some little 25-year-old drunken female do that? She just did.
Grace Todd pleads guilty to second-degree murder and is sentenced to 60 corrections. But to Vern's loved ones, her sentence doesn't seem to fit the crime.
I never did understand why she didn't get life for direct murder. The way she did it to me was totally unimaginable. He was a kind, caring man, would give you his last dime if you needed it. He just was a kind, gentle soul.
Something I learned a long time ago. Don't ever their appearance or their physical size. Humans are the most violent animal on this planet. And they are all capable of enormous levels of violence, given the proper motivation.
Coming up, a torrid love affair ends in tragedy.
I think the emotion takes over judgment that triggers both. Crime of passion.
In the modest Courtyard Estates apartment complex on the east side of Colorado Springs.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
23-year-old Andrew Robson and his wife are heading home after a dinner party.
My wife and I, we went in the hallway to say goodbye. And that's when we heard a noise.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
It sounded like someone taking a yardstick and slapping it on the wall. Right after that, we heard muffled screaming. Once we made it around the offset in the hallway, I could distinguish, but I wasn't able to determine exactly what was going on.
I need your
her say, "Don't die on me." Everything kind of clicked in, and I realized the sound that I heard was actually a gunshot. Obviously, something bad has happened in this apartment.
Is everything okay?
Into the eyes of a terrified young woman.
She was mostly naked, covered in blood from head to toe. It was a male, naked, laying behind the door, face down. He was shot through the side of his neck. I could hear him breathing. I knew that he was still alive at that point.
He's trying to kill him.
You don't necessarily have time to think about it. It's during first aid. I told him to hang on. Help was on the way.
Within minutes, Lieutenant Joe Kenda arrives at the scene.
Gentlemen?
The victim suffered what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Officers say that this male's name is Donald Corbett, years old, and he's active duty military. They take him to a hospital where he is pronounced dead. The officer says to me, it's a suicide, the girlfriend witnessed it. I investigate suicides because I don't believe anyone, including my mother, about what might have happened somewhere.
Officers inform Kenda that the girlfriend has been taken to the hospital for evaluation. Her name is Honey Dowin.
Honey Dowin is 20 active duty military.
She's from Phoenix. She's stationed at Fort Carson. She is a radio operator.
Kenda's first step is to examine the evidence at the scene.
When we first enter this room, there is blood everywhere.
Kenda hopes the blood evidence can shed light on what happened. But there's a problem.
Moved, walked, sat, fell down, did all sorts of things, resulting in a disturbance of the blood evidence. We also have a second person in there, his girlfriend. She is interfering with the bloodstain by trying to save him.
It's unclear whether or not suicide was truly the cause of death. But in the bedroom, Kenda's men uncover a telling piece of evidence.
How you doing?
Hey, Lieutenant. So what do we got? Got one stuck down here by the bed.
We find the expended bullet at the base of the wall behind the bed. There was energy passing through Mr. Corbett's body, makes some minor damage to the wall, and then falls to the floor.
Where's the weapon at? Right here, sir.
Well, that's one hell of a piece. It's about 7.5-inch barrel.
Yes.
It is a Navy Arms remake of a Colt Peacemaker. It fires a .45 caliber long Colt pistol round under the hammer. So at this moment, given what we do know, the odds are looking like this is a self-inflicted wound. However, I can't accept an opinion until I have all the facts, and I don't have those yet. I want to speak to someone who has identified themselves as the only eyewitness to this event, and that is Honey Dowin.
Upon arriving at the hospital, waited by a mental health professional.
Excuse me, I'm Detective Kenda. I need to speak with Honey.
When I first see her, she seems to be traumatized. She seems to be what I expect her to be. But I need to speak to this young lady right now.
Kenda asks Honey to supply a little background information on Donald Corbett.
He's from Maryland. He's very outdoorsy.
He likes to camp.
Met in the military at a party through mutual friends.
She had recently moved in with him.
We were getting married in a year.
Can you tell me about the events that led up to the incident?
He took me to his adoptive mom, Sherry's house, on a really beautiful farm.
Sherry Boyer was kind of a mother figure to him. It was important Honey, his intended bride, to Sherry Boyer.
This is Honey.
Honey,
It's nice to meet you.
So nice to
He
meet you.
has talked about you.
They all three get together for this glorious day that goes absolutely wrong almost immediately.
He doesn't have very good taste in women. He's brought some around I didn't like very much.
Sherry Boyer says to Honey that she had met Donald's ex-girlfriend and didn't care for her. Honey off a little bit.
Yeah, can I talk to you for a second, please?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Do you want to tell me about your exes, or did you want to let her do that? Because I'd much rather hear it from you.
Donald's idea of introducing her to Sherry Boyer has turned into an unmitigated disaster.
Honey claims that when they returned home, the argument over Donald's ex-girlfriends further intensified.
You dated for 2 years and really want to talk about Caitlin. Yes, but the last time I want to talk about Caitlin. Oh, where are you going? You're really going to walk away right now?
Finally, Donald takes the gun out of the holster. She says he's done this before.
Oh, we're going to play that game again? And he was waving it around and aiming it. Like he does a lot. And then he stuck it to his head.
Honey insisted that flip this gun around. Like to aim it at her, sometimes like to aim it at himself. This could have been some kind of prove your love thing. I'm so angry with you, I'm gonna kill myself unless you stop me.
She says she tries to disarm him, but it's entirely too late.
People kill themselves in front of other people for power. At the age of 21, suicide in the name of love is sadly not uncommon.
I know this is difficult.
That's when Kenda notices a curious gray mark on Honey's arm.
Can you tell me about the powder burn on your arm?
I say to her, that item right there, I can see it on your arm, is from being in proximity to a gun when it's discharged.
I told you. Hold the gun. Are you saying that I shot him?
No, I didn't say that, honey. There's a certain simmering level of anger underneath the surface. That's not the reaction I expected.
What's happening in here?
Thank you for talking to me.
I'm not comfortable with how she's reacting to this. My instincts are starting to rise up in me. There's something... "22-year-old Donald Corbett has seemingly committed suicide in front of his girlfriend, 21-year-old Honey Dowin. Or at least that's according to the girlfriend. I need some evidence to know. If it's true that Donald Corbett does in fact shoot himself, the physical evidence from the autopsy is going to provide the answer."
Kenda heads to the coroner's office to inspect Donald Corbett's body.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Lieutenant.
How you doing?
Not bad.
Dr. Byerman is the coroner at this time. He determines this bullet severs
Death, exsanguination, shot through the left neck, exit wound through the right shoulder.
Exsanguination is the medical term that you have bled to death.
Through the neck. It's a pretty painful way to kill yourself.
Absolutely.
Kenda finds the location of the wound puzzling.
What can you tell about the range of fire?
Medium range, no less than 18 inches.
For this to be a suicide, I need to find correct entrance wound. With a 7.5-inch barreled handgun and you having to turn your own arm to accomplish the task, it's going to be close or very close to the skin.
Is there any stippling on the wound?
Almost none.
There'd be stippling and tattooing around the entrance wound, a purplish and black discoloration of the skin, pinpoints of unburned powder in the flesh.
Neither do I. Thank you.
Kenda's investigation has just taken a dramatic turn.
I don't believe Honey has told me the truth, period.
Kenda decides he needs to speak with Honey again, Only this time, he isn't going to be so nice.
We've reached the point of this investigation where it's time to bring Honey into an interrogation room for a confrontation.
Honey, we've learned some things. And now I think it's time you start telling me the truth.
We explained to her that we have great difficulty with parts of her story.
What do you mean?
I mean the truth about what happened.
I did. I told you the truth the first time.
Her defense is rage. How dare you say that? Why don't you believe me? Even though we have told her that nothing correct based on the physical evidence. It has no effect on her.
There's no way possible your boyfriend could have shot himself.
I don't know how many more times I can tell you. He killed himself. I didn't do it.
We then say, will you take a polygraph examination to establish your truthfulness? She agrees. I am not a fan of polygraphs, but I'm a huge fan of statements. And if that works for me, we send her back to our polygraph examiner.
Hey, so how'd she do?
She failed miserably.
Really?
Yeah. She killed him.
And how do we know that's true?
Well, I confronted her and she confessed to everything.
Honey's confession to the polygrapher doesn't count as an official statement. It's up to Kenda to get her on the record.
So we do. But Honey is so determined, she still continues to lie.
We got home, this escalated, and we were fighting over the gun.
It's a physical impossibility for him to have shot himself in those circumstances. She did.
Though Honey equivocates, Kenda is able to piece together what really happened.
At the end of this story, Honey Dowin was emotional. She was angry.
Sherry brought up all of your ex-girlfriends. Punch me!
Whoa. I think what probably happened was they came home, the door closed, and she said, I don't like the fact that you had a girlfriend before me.
One thing just led to another, and the discussion turned into an argument, and the argument escalated.
All of their names! I will give you crazy! Yeah! Start talking!
Really gonna shoot me?
I think the emotion takes over judgment and the triggers both. It is the true emotional crime of passion. Even though she just put a bullet through him, she loves him. Her reaction that way, her action after the shooting is to try to save his life. The law, unfortunately, doesn't care. Death is the concern. You are responsible.
That evening, a tearful Honey Dowin is booked on murder charges. Her case goes to trial in a military court. She is found guilty of negligent homicide and receives 4 months in prison, plus a dishonor.
Left all of us shaking our heads. Things like that leave you just feeling as though justice was not done.
Donald Corbett had his whole life ahead of him. Now, Honey Dowin has to live with this.
One of the scariest things about this is they're in love. They just don't stay there. One of them decides to terminate the relationship in the worst possible way. Did anyone suspect that? No one ever does.
A night on the town starts out with revelry.
Go on ahead.
And ends in bloodshed.
I have never seen this kind of blood at a crime scene. There are literally rivers of blood.
This was a rage homicide. Someone wanted to make sure somebody was killed.
The case is stuck in first gear until loot corpse for answers.
If you let bodies speak to you, they will.
The body tells a story that needs to be told.
And a clue hiding in plain sight turns this case on its head.
We have the dog pick up a scent just away from the blood, and he starts to track into the complex. You're hoping beyond hope that behind that door is going to be a killer. What makes humans so dangerous are their emotions. It allows them to kill for what anyone else would believe is no reason, and what they believe is the only reason.
In the quiet hours of a cool autumn night in Colorado Springs, 19-year-old account manager Wendy Hilton is headed home.
She was pulling into the parking lot of her apartment. It's in the middle of the night. It's dark.
Wendy heads toward her designated parking spot. The lot is empty and eerily quiet.
A man covered in blood comes running up to her car, starts pounding on her car, trying to get in.
Wendy manages to lock her doors before the deranged man can force his way in. Then, just as soon as he appeared, the blood-soaked stranger disappears into the night. With the would-be attacker gone, Wendy's attention turns to the battered man splayed out in the parking lot.
She gets out, and that's when she sees blood running all over the place in the parking lot. She can see that he has been gravely wounded, injured.
Oh my God.
Has ever seen in her life.
Oh God. Oh God. Hey, are you okay? Oh my God. Somebody help! Somebody help!
Less than a mile away, Lieutenant Joe Kenda has just walked in the door after a long day on the job.
I took my gun. I was going to make myself a drink, which sounded like a terrific idea at that particular moment. A small, neat Irish whiskey. Very pleasant. I get a glass out of the cabinet, and the phone rings. Well, I know who that is.
Hello? This is Kenda.
The worst moments for call out is when you haven't even gone to bed. You know, can I have 5 minutes? What do you think? And the answer is no, you can't. Put the gun back on, walk out the door.
Arriving at the scene, Kenda is taken aback by the address of this crime.
It's not a neighborhood in which you expect to find an assault. There are no issues, no street crime, no anything. So for this to be happening in this particular location is in itself unusual.
Excuse me.
Hey, Lieutenant, how's it going?
Hey, Kevin.
I walk up there, and the first thing I see startles me. I have seen a lot of bloody crime scenes. I've seen decapitations. I've seen dismemberments. I've seen awful things. But I have never seen...
So what we got?
Got one victim stabbed multiple times. Lots of blood. He didn't make it.
Can't say I'm surprised.
The human body contains 8 to 10 pints of blood, roughly. There is enough blood at the scene to indicate that he has very little remaining.
The idea?
Yes, sir.
He was identified as Brandon Penza, a 27-year-old male that had just discharged from Fort Carson.
He was. He was big, but he never acted like he was a tough guy. He was just kind of a lovable big dude.
Any witnesses?
We've got one over here, but she's pretty distraught, though.
The officers said that one person saw the suspect, and they pointed her out to me, and she looked like she was about to collapse.
What's her name?
Wendy.
I'll let her calm down before I talk to her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
While Kenda waits for eyewitness Wendy Hilton to collect herself, he scans the scene for physical evidence.
Right at the scene where the victim was located was a knife found in one of the pools of blood.
Next to the knife lies a black cowboy hat. scene, Kenda takes a closer look at the likely murder weapon.
It's a folding knife. It has about a 4.5-inch blade. The handle turns into the blade. It's not switch-bladed, but it effectively works the same way. It's not a hunting knife. It's not a hobby knife. It's a killing knife.
Given the shape of the blade and the severity of the attack, Kenda is convinced that the killer didn't walk away unscathed.
In a knife attack, there is no way to stop your hand from moving down the blade, and you cut yourself. You almost always have deep incised wounds in his palm or the back of his fingers, where he has cut himself with his own knife.
You smell that?
Yeah, I do.
If someone's been drinking, you can smell the alcohol in the blood. It's bizarre, but you can. I smelled it quite strongly.
Since alcohol is metabolized in the stomach and small intestine, it will be present in the blood.
The smell of alcohol in his blood was extremely strong. So he was drinking within minutes of when he was attacked.
You know how many stab wounds there were?
We still don't have an exact count.
Somebody sure hated this guy.
Given the brutality of the attack, Kenda believes it has personal vendetta written all over it.
It's savage. Savage attack with a knife. To kill you is not want to punish you. I want to smell you. I want to feel the life go out of you. That is very personal. And if they hate him enough to do this, it shouldn't be that difficult to locate.
Sir, she's ready to speak with you. Thank you.
While CSIs bag the knife and collect blood samples, Kenda interviews eyewitness Wendy Hilton.
Wendy?
Yes.
Is all that blood on your car from where he was trying to get in?
On your door, and then he got on the roof. This was locked.
On the roof?
Yes, sir.
What the hell is this? We're climbing on top of a car? Good God. What are we dealing with here? A grizzly bear or the Count Dracula or some combination of both?
Can you tell me what he looked like?
Say his 20s.
Dark clothing, wearing boots. You mean like cowboy boots? Yes. And they were dark.
No.
But the hat's on the ground, so we still don't know which head it came off of.
Do you mind waiting here for a few minutes?
Okay.
Thank you.
So we put out a bulletin.
Lieutenant Kenda, dispatch.
Dispatch to Kenda.
I need to put out a bolo for a Caucasian male, 20s, dark pants, cowboy boots, possibly some cuts on his hands.
Copy that. Dispatch to all units. Be on the lookout for a possible murder suspect. He's a white male, wearing all dark clothing.
Wendy's description is vague. But not far from the scene, patrol officers have found a man who might be a match.
Here, there he is. You gonna go with it?
I get the call that an officer has found someone walking some distance away who generally fits the description.
10-4, do you mind holding there for me?
Yeah, 10-4, wait.
Kenda out. Did you bring her over? Wendy, you mind taking a ride with us? We may have found the person that did this. Why don't you take a look at him?
Okay.
It's right this way.
So off we go. We drive to this gas station to see our suspect, maybe.
The suspect's name is Juan Garcia.
See there? Mr. Garcia, could you please step out?
Yes, sir.
Kenda observes the suspect through the tinted windows of the lieutenant's cruiser.
He doesn't realize that there's somebody sitting in my car who is looking at him very closely through the window.
Do you know Brandon Penza?
No, sir.
Can I see your hands?
He has a few scrapes on his knuckles like he's been in a fight.
What happened there?
Little scuffle at the bar last night.
What are the odds that we have this guy walking around 2 o'clock in the morning with hand injuries? So, well, they're pretty good. Guy is our participant, and we can nip this case in the bud before it goes any further. So at this point, we have one of the most grisly crimes I've ever seen, perpetrated by the Edge enraged. And we have a general description being met by someone a policeman has found walking around in the area with hand injuries. This is promising. we have our only witness that has seen this person. We tell her we're going to park this car in such a way as you can see him.
Hang out there for a second.
Tell us whether it's him or not.
What do you think, Wendy?
No, that's not him.
When I walked up to him, he was too clean for my taste. He has no incised wounds, meaning coming from a blade. He's not hurt as he should be hurt if he did this.
Mr. Garcia, I apologize for the inconvenience. You're free to go. Have a good night. Want to hook him?
And with that, Kenda's one and only suspect is scratched from the list.
I'm thinking, okay, that didn't work. Great.
Thankfully, Kenda doesn't have to wait long for a new lead.
Hey, LT, it's got a radio call from a sergeant on patrol. I think we need to check it out.
What is it?
The caller said that, well, he was Brandon's roommate.
According to the detective, the roommate's name is Vincent Rudder, and Rudder was worried because Brandon never came home that night.
So the sergeant begins to ask him a few more questions, and the guy starts to become evasive and suspicious. And Mr. Rudder says, well, do I need an attorney?
So, red flag. Why does this guy need a lawyer?
Did you get an address? Yeah. Let's head over there. Yeah.
Now I've gone from a Mr. Unknown we find in the street to a guy with a much better chance of having a reason. Mr. Rudder, the roommate. Why do you need an attorney, Mr. Rudder? Did you kill your roommate?
As an unexpected thunderstorm rolls over the city, Kenda heads to Brandon's apartment. There, he finds Vincent Rudder and his girlfriend, Ronelle Riberty.
Mr. Rudder?
Yes?
Can we come in and talk to you for a minute?
Of course, yeah, come on in.
When I first meet Mr. Rudder, I'm prepared to confront what I think might be my killer. Mr. Rudder represents exactly the kind of person I'm looking for. Someone close to the victim, his inner circle that might have developed some insane reason to become that angry with him. He fits very nicely at the moment. His clothes are clean, but of course he had more than an opportunity to dispose of clothing.
Can I see your hands?
Of course.
You turn them over.
He's not hurt. His hands are clean as a pin.
Do you mind if we look around?
No, go right ahead.
We go through this entire apartment. We don't find weaponry. We don't find bloody clothing concealed. We don't find anything. I asked if you needed a lawyer. He said, I don't know. I was just frightened. I've never been involved in anything like this. And, oh, okay. No, that's as reasonable an explanation as any, I suppose. There's nothing about him says he's our guy.
In speaking with Vincent Rudder, it becomes clear that he has no idea Brandon has been murdered. It's up to Kenda to deliver the bad news.
Sorry to have to tell you this, but Brandon was murdered a few hours ago.
Oh my God! Vincent and they became very emotional.
I know this is difficult. I need to ask you a few questions.
You are an important witness that can help us understand more about Brandon and where he spends his time and what he does with it.
He's a great guy. I can't imagine anybody wanting to hurt him. You know, everybody loved Brandon.
Vincent tells Kenda everything he knows about Brandon.
We learned from Sergeant Rudder that Brandon Penza had got out of the Army 2 weeks prior to that. Vincent Rudder and his girlfriend.
Good people. Couldn't ask for a better day for a barbecue. That's what I'm saying.
One of his goals was to go to Kansas to be near his girlfriend. He just wanted to start his life over again after his life in the military.
He was trying to figure out what he was going to do now.
When you get out of the military, you ain't got a clue what the hell you're going to do. And that don't go very well over in the civilian world. Gary.
Brandon had a group of friends from the military who were like his family.
Oh, Brandon. She got a dog before I did? Person found. Come on now. You were talking back.
Brandon was just like a big teddy bear.
Brandon was easy to get along with. Came over to the house all the time. We always had barbecues there. So he would always come.
Brandon was very congenial.
Fair enough. It's a gentlemanly thing.
He was just...
He'd probably do anything for you, and I'd always want him to have my back. Because he was that kind of guy.
Vincent can't think of anyone who would have wanted to hurt Brandon.
When was the last time you saw him?
I don't know. Maybe midnight?
Vincent Rudder told police that Vincent and his girlfriend and Brandon, like they always did on many Thursday nights, went to the rodeo.
The Rodeo nightclub was one of the local country and western nightclubs in Colorado Springs.
Hey, slow down, guys. Sit down. I got the first round. You sure? Yeah.
They were both kind of cowboys, and they liked the cowboy western music.
So, I get 4 beers, please.
Kenda and his men wonder if alcohol might have sparked some sort of incident.
I consider alcohol liquid courage. Normally do when they're intoxicated or under the influence.
Thanks, Brandon. How's you guys, man?
Alcohol is an advancing agent in emotion. So when you put young people in a bar, blood runs hot. Mix in a little booze, and what would be a minor event that everyone would laugh off becomes a life and death struggle.
He did have this discussion with this Hispanic-looking guy.
Sorry.
Hey, back off, man.
Listen, it's my fault. I'm sorry. I'll walk away. I'll step off. All right, we good? Are we fine? Jesus. What's up, guys? Hey, what's going on? Oh, really? It was nothing. It was nothing. It was stupid. Don't worry about it.
You know who this guy is?
No, but he seems like the drug dealer type of I know of.
I'm hoping beyond hope it's not drugs. Drugs creates enormous problems in investigations.
We'll let ourselves out.
Thank you.
So, what does it give us? Well, we have somebody that exchanged unhappy words with our victim on the night he is murdered. That's significant. Whoever could do this has already done it once. What's to say they wouldn't do it a second time? We need to find this guy.
In Colorado Springs, Lieutenant Joe Kenda is investigating the brutal stabbing death of recently discharged Army officer Brandon Penza.
So we've done incredible damage to our victim. We have a roommate we initially suspect that we've managed to clear, but he provides us with a long-haired Hispanic male who may or may not be in the drug business, who's in the bar where they were last night, including our victim. So we want to talk to that bar staff to find out what they can tell us about this guy.
Everyone at the rodeo bar is long gone, except for the manager.
I went to talk to your staff about a homicide investigation.
And the manager says, well, they always go to breakfast at this particular all-night diner before they go home. And they all just left. So I'm sure if you get out of that diner, and it's right down the street, about 15 blocks, you're going to find them there.
Hi.
How you doing? Yeah, Rodeo nightclub come in here?
Yes, sir. They're right over there.
Both those tables?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And here is 2 tables worth of employees sitting there. They know we're the police when we walk through the door. And everybody gets very busy looking at their scrambled eggs.
Does everyone here work at the Rodeo nightclub?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You know a guy named Brandon Penza?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. He's a good guy. He's a regular.
Many of the people there know his first causes trouble.
Is he wearing a black cowboy hat tonight?
He's always got that hat on.
What kind of crease? They are creased in certain ways that describe the occupation of the wearer. The rancher crease, the lineman crease. There's all kinds of creases in cowboy hats.
There's a rancher, cattleman creases.
That's the one we find at the scene. So now it's likely that the hat there belongs to Brandon and not
a rodeo bar remembers Brandon and his hat, but none of them recall seeing a Hispanic man with long hair.
Said, we don't get a lot of guys with long hair in here. These are all cowboy types, and they don't have long hair, so nobody remembers that guy.
It seems like the investigation has hit another dead end, but Kenda has one other question.
Does the bouncer come in here also?
Yeah, take it right there. You just got here.
All right, thank you.
There's 2 people that are the best people to talk to in bars. So pays attention to who's with who. So if it's a relationship case, your bartender's your guy. If it's a trouble case, a fight, a disturbance, a shooting, the bouncer is your guy. Because his job is to see trouble.
Excuse me. You the bouncer at the rodeo?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Like his colleagues, the bouncer can't recall seeing a long-haired Hispanic man at was another man who caught his attention.
There's a blonde-haired guy. He, something about him didn't like. His demeanor was way off. Trouble. You know, went to pat him down and he had a knife on him.
He remembers a guy coming in with blonde hair, wearing a jacket.
Patch you down. You got anything on you?
Yeah, I got a knife in my left back.
Target takes out a knife. He doesn't know what brand it was, but he knows it's a killing knife. It's not a hunting knife. It's not a hobby knife. It's a gravity-bladed knife used for personal defense or personal assault. He thinks it's expensive. He thinks it's probably razor sharp.
The bouncer's description of the knife matches that of the one recovered at the crime scene.
So that interested me. Could our blonde... He could be. He's got the right kind of knife.
You know what his name was? No, I sure don't. You know, I see IDs all night.
I carded him before, but he said, I can't tell you his name. I do that 100 times a night.
What was he wearing? You know, he had cowboy boots on.
But everybody in there wears cowboy boots, including the bouncer.
Thank you.
Nice.
No problem.
With no other information about his new potential suspect, Kenda decides he needs another look at his victim.
And see the body. I want to see the wounds. I want to see the nature of the wounds.
Excuse me, doctor.
Yeah.
Did you have a stabbing victim come in earlier?
Yeah, he's right in here.
Can I take a look?
Sure. I'll be back in a second.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
When he arrives at the hospital in a blood-drenched trauma room,
our victim is laying on a gurney in blood-soaked sheets covering him. And there is blood running off of the gurney and pooling on the floor.
That's a lot of blood for one guy.
Most of that we tried to pump into him.
medical personnel gave Brandon several pints of blood in an effort to save his life.
But they kept adding. There is so much of it that they call a custodian to squeegee the blood into the floor drain. I looked at that and I thought, good God.
All right, thank you. Mind if I look at the body?
Sure, go ahead.
Though Brandon Penza can't tell Kenda what happened to him, perhaps his dead body can.
If you let bodies speak to you,
a story that needs to be told.
He was stabbed an enormous number of times. We didn't have a count, but just me looking at him, I stopped counting at 50 individual wounds.
The final count is 74, but Kenda focuses on Brandon's chest, where he knows he'll find the initial wounds.
There are 20 wounds in the right side and right frontal chest area facing him.
If people are right-handed, most stab wounds tend to be found on the left side of the victim's body.
Do you mind if I borrow that?
That's fine.
So I pass this probe into the chest, so then you know the angle's correct. And it's from left to right, facing the target. Our killer's left-handed, no question. He has that knife in his left hand when this begins, because when he's hooking him with that blade, he's doing it from left to right.
This narrows Kenda's field of suspects by a wide margin.
Only 10% of the world is left-handed. If we have a left-handed killer, we've just...
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kenda has a special interest in lefties.
I'm left-handed, and some of the most famous people on the planet were left-handed. But so was the Boston Strangler, and so was Jack the Ripper.
And so is Brandon's killer. But so far, his identity remains a mystery.
We just haven't learned enough yet.
As he leaves the hospital, Kenda orders dispatch to send a canine unit to...
Mr. Kenda?
Go for Kenda.
Canine has arrived at your crime scene.
10-4, let him know we're on our way back.
I'll do that.
Kenda out.
We use canines to see if we can get a scent on our killer. Dogs have a sense of smell hundreds of times more powerful than humans. We often use them if we can't track the existence of a suspect and where he might have gone.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Let's see what you can find.
All right, let's go. You're hoping beyond hope that this dog is going to be the magic, that he has locked on to the scent, and he's going to walk up to the right door, and behind that door is going to be a killer. We're investigating this savage, horrible crime. And this young kid who is an innocent person. We've gone through a couple of suspects without success. But now we've reached this canine that might lead us where we need to go. We have the dog pick up a scent just away from the blood and bugs.
Kenda follows behind as the canine and his handler head into the darkness. But after about 100 yards, the dog stops short.
So what happened?
We followed it to here, but he lost it.
And he started to turn in circles. He traced the scent to the area of the parking lot, and then it got confused for him with other scents, with the wind picked it up and took it. When he started turning, I knew it.
With no other leads to go on, Kenda starts circling too, mulling over every detail of the crime.
I still believe, because of the level of violence, that this has to be personal. It's going to be someone he's had a long-standing dispute with. I just don't know who that is. I can't seem to find anybody he's ever had a dispute with, let alone a long-term one.
The investigation may be at a dead end, but within the hour, things shedding new light on the crime scene.
Everything is bright as can be, and we can see everything clearly. And there's a detective, one of my detectives, who's walking in there. Now, he's been in this complex 10 times, but he's been in there in the dark. But now he can look around.
Hey, LT.
What Kenda's detective finds breaks the case wide open.
What have you got? Got some blood over here.
He's walking along this teardrop-shaped drops of blood.
Kenda knows that when someone is bleeding and walking, the blood drops in the shape of a tear. Could this blood belong to the blood-soaked killer?
Looks like it's headed that way. All right, let's see where it goes.
The larger portion of the teardrop is the direction of travel. The trailing point is the direction from which the blood came.
Detectives follow the trail of blood closely, cautiously.
I got another one right here.
You can see blood going down the sidewalk. You see blood going up the stairs. You see blood smears on the wall of the outside wall of the apartments.
Kenda and the team follow the trail all the way to the door of apartment J.
There's blood on the door. Need all additional officers up to apartment J.
There's blood on the doorknob, blood on the door, smeared blood on the door frame.
The blood on this door tells Kenda one thing for certain.
My man is on the other side of that door. He might be dead, but he's on the other side of that door.
Our intentions were we were going to get in that apartment one way or the other.
This could go either way. This person could be in there destroying evidence of the crime. They could be dying from the bleeding.
Be preparing for a deadly showdown with Kenda and his men.
Now the question becomes, has he traded his knife in for a gun? We're prepared to shoot whoever it is that opens it if he's armed.
Is everybody ready? Go ahead and knock.
Police, open up!
We knock like only the police can with a anodized aircraft aluminum flashlight. It's a knock that will wake the dead. No response. Everybody knows, nobody has to say. This is the moment. What happens next may determine who lives and dies here, including us. We need to be ready for this. As we're about to kick the door opens.
After a series of dead ends and bogus leads, Lieutenant Joe Kenda is at the doorstep of the man he believes murdered 27-year-old Brandon Penza.
Now we got a blood-covered door. And I'm convinced that on the other side of it is my killer.
Police, open up! Your adrenaline's flowing that door. You don't know if he's armed. You don't know what you're going to find when you get inside that apartment. So you're very cautious.
As we're about to kick the door opens.
It's your hands!
I expect to encounter resistance, and what I've met with is a scare in here.
Turn around. What's your name?
Kevin Ghouie.
You know why we're here?
No.
There's been a stabbing out here in this parking lot, and a blood trail leads from that stabbing right to you.
Kenda has a hard time imagining this frightened kid is the monster who savagely murdered Brandon Penza. But the young man...
Blood is dropping off his one hand. He has incised cut wounds to the bone in both hands. He's hurt from his own knife. I've seen it many times. The wounds are telling me he's him.
Kevin's injuries suggest he's the killer, but Kenda needs to know for sure that Kevin was the one wielding the knife.
Would you be willing to sign a consent to search?
Okay.
So twofold. I want the waiver, but I want to see how he signs it. He signs it with his left hand. Oh, Kevin, I'm starting to have a relationship now with you.
Go ahead and search. Step over here. Don't move.
Certain he's found his man, Kenda searches Kevin's apartment for evidence that can solidify.
He's the typical 21-year-old. Everything he's worn in the last 3 years is on the floor.
But the mess can't hide the evidence Kenda is looking for.
I find blood-soaked cowboy boots under his bed.
Kevin, these your boots?
Yeah, but I hardly wear them.
Oh, yeah? Why not? They hurt my feet. Does it seem to have blood all over them?
Turn back around.
So we start opening drawers in the dresser. Well, it turns out it's not a dresser, it's an arsenal. In the first drawer is a katana, which is the official name of a Japanese samurai sword, a two-handed killing machine. Here we have fascination with blades.
He finds over 20 specialized knives.
He has every kind of weapon that you would carry for the purpose of killing a human being with. All of these knives are killing knives. The next drawer down is even more exciting. It has 11 guns in it.
The cache of weapons, along with the blood evidence and the fact that Kevin is left-handed, gives Kenda ample cause to throw the book at Kevin Ghouie.
Arrest for the murder of Brandon Penza. We should take him to the hospital first.
Yes, sir.
They scoop him up. We're going to treat him medically, and then we're going to take him to the major crimes unit and park him in an interrogation room.
You want to wait here for the crime scene?
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Once Kevin's injuries have been treated at the hospital, Kenda brings him in for interrogation. There's still one critical question he needs answered. Why?
Savagery in an attack is almost always of a personal nature.
So, Kevin, this guy you stabbed, how do you know him?
I don't.
So you don't know him at all?
No.
When he said he didn't know him, that really surprised me. He doesn't even know his name. He didn't know him from Adam. And that made this even more bizarre.
But you did stab someone in the parking lot last night.
Yeah. I was leaving the bar after having a few drinks.
Hey, cowboy! Hey, cowboy!
He said that he had gone to the rodeo nightclub, and while he was walking home, he was approached by an individual who asked him for money.
Hey, cowboy! Leave me alone.
He said that gave him cause for alarm. Why is this guy asking me for money?
Cited their encounter, his story changes.
Well, he also, when he came up, he put his arm around me. Like he was, I don't know, hitting on me or something.
He's all over the map. We've gone from money lending to homosexual activity to what's next here. It's as if he doesn't have a reason.
I don't know why he did it. I don't think anybody knows. He probably doesn't even know. And that's the question that I would...
Reason or no reason, Kevin concedes that a fight ensued.
Hey man, you hear what I said? What the? Get off me!
He says the guy takes a swing at him, and the fight's on.
Come on, let's go! Really?
Why'd you stab him?
I don't know, I freaked out.
He got scared, but he knew he had his knife in his coat pocket. So he reached into his coat pocket, pulled his knife out, flipped it open, and started stabbing.
Kevin's description of the stabbing gels with the injuries Brandon Penza sustained. But given what Kenda knows, claim of self-defense rings hollow. Kenda wonders if the young man wasn't itching for a reason to put one of his beloved knives to use.
How many times did you stab him?
Until he stopped moving.
Why would you do that?
I was mad.
What's so startling about this is that you have the brutality of this crime, yet when police question, doesn't have a reason why. He kept saying, I don't really know what happened. I don't know why it happened.
This guy is completely out of control of his emotions. He is having a psychotic episode. The problem is he's got a knife in his hand when he's doing it.
Kevin, you're under arrest for first-degree murder. Stand up.
Facing a possible death sentence if convicted of murder, Kevin takes a plea deal in exchange for a 32-year prison sentence.
He's in prison to this day.
But it's hardly consolation for Brandon's loved ones.
The victim's family and friends are affected for the rest of their lives. There are no winners in this. There are only losers. And that is tragic.
I can't make sense of what's happened to him. Right now, 7 years old, I'm sure he'd be married. He didn't get a chance to have that kind of life. And that's pretty sad because I think he had a lot to offer.
It just doesn't make sense. Brandon, being the happy-go-lucky guy he was, walking home, and before the night ended, he had 70 stab wounds in him. Make sense of that.
Cases like this drive home the point that, in point of fact, no one likes to think about that because it's scary. That you could walk down a street and bump into a guy in a parking lot who happens to be deeply disturbed. Can you explain this away? No. Can you tell me I'll never meet this guy? No. Let's hope you don't.